Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here, Ashler Home Team, and it is everybody's favorite time of the month. That's right, real estate market statistics time. These real estate statistics are for the Dayton Metro area for August 2024. Now you might be asking yourself, on this report it says July 2024. Why is he calling these the August numbers? Well, these are the most recent numbers that I have, and the reason why is because we compare month to month. Week to week is too short. There's too much variance in weeks to week. Month to month is a much better way to gauge and compare. The other thing is week to week is too short, and so we break it down into month-long segments. The other thing to know here is that we are not entirely comparing month to month. I do look at month to month recently, the last couple years, just because the market has been shifting a lot. It has not been steady, not the word I would use to call it. So we compare year to year. So we are comparing July 2024 to July 2023. And from that, we can discern where the market is at now. Now, if you would like your own copy of these stats, you can follow the link down below. That'll take you to the website. You can sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get these stats in your email each and every month. But yeah, let's dive into it. So these Dayton stats for July 2024 is our most recent numbers. Total number of closed sales was up 6.7% to 1,194. Median sales price was up 3.8% to $243,850. And average sales price was up 5.8% from $264,263 to $279,628. Median percent of original list price, which is whenever the house is put up for sale, what percentage is the eventual sale of that asking price? That has held at 100%. Has 0% change. And median time to sale is up 9.5% to 46 days. I like to work backwards from median time to sale a little bit to give me a rough idea of median time to contract. Unfortunately, the Dayton MLS does not give us that contract date information, so we kind of have to work backwards a little bit. So, most contracts are in the 30 to 40 day range. So the median house in the Dayton Metro is going under contract within 6 to 16 days. And that's just kind of the window where it is. And I wish I could be a little bit more specific than that, but unfortunately I can't pull that data out of the MLS. Total number of new listings, a little bit of a bright spot. This was up 3.2% from 1,446 to 1,492. And active inventory, which is the main bright spot if you're looking to purchase a home currently, was up 24.9%. So there was almost a quarter more houses for sale this past July than there was last July. So that's up from 1,236 to 1,544. Foreclosures, the short sales, the doom and gloom section, not a lot of change there. They actually dropped from 14 foreclosure sales in July 2023 to 4. And a lot of that's just going to be with the market climbing up. People can just sell their house normally, pay off the mortgage, and not take that foreclosure hit. Also, in case I missed it, the median sales price went up 3.8%. I know I went over the median sales price, but the last year's price was $235,000, and it went up to $243,850. Looking at the month-to-month stuff, I don't really need to go into as much depth because we have been on that pretty steady increase. The thing of note is we did set a new record median home price in June. We came down off of the June peak of $255,000 median home price 2 months ago. So we went from $255 down to $243,850. And that's kind of in the normal kind of summer swing. If you look at the map here, you can see that there's kind of a, just kind of a steady, a steady sort of move there. But to me, the overarching thing here is the number of new listings, while up, is still historically pretty low. So you can see that here from this chart. Number of new listings were at 1,500. However, if you look at 2021, we had 2,000. So that's a full 500 more homes that went up for sale in July 2021 compared to 2024. Now, I do like to break things down by price point because the general numbers are helpful, but a lot of things shift depending upon what the price point of the market you're in. So, for example, a $600,000 house usually takes a little bit longer than a $200,000 home to sell. There's just more buyers in the $200,000 price point than in the $600,000 price point. So, for example, 600 to $1 million was sitting at 52 days, but the 200 to 250 mark was sitting at 46 days time to sell. The 600 to a million is taking a full week or two longer than a $200,000 home to sell. And again, that's on average. There's definitely homes that do sit on the market longer and take a little bit longer to sell. So it's important to remember that's also, the median for every home in that price point. Total number of closed sales. Again, the trend of lower price points getting a little tighter continues. So 100 to $150,000 was down 8.4% to 120 homes sold compared to 2023. 150 to 200,000 was down 21.3 to 166. 200 to 250 held pretty steady though, only a drop of 0.7% to 151. 250 to 300,000 went up 7.8% to 166. 300 to 400,000 was up 12.2% to 221. 400 to 600,000 was up 19.7% with 146 homes sold. And 600 to a million was up 16.7%, total of 49 homes sold. And then a million or more was up 125%, but there was only 9. Number of new listings, unfortunately, under the 150 price point, there's been fewer homes for sale. So for example, 50 to 100 dropped 28.9% to 86. 100 to 150 dropped 9.9% to 172. Everything else, there was more, except for 250 to 300, which had a 14.1% drop to 171. But just to kind of plug in a few more numbers here. 200 to 250 was up 20.2% to 214 homes new listed. 300 to 400 was up 22.3%, 269. And 600 to a million was up 47.1% to 75. So that's the good news. There are more homes to choose from now compared to last year. And that's also mirrored in the current inventory, which is pretty much up across the board except for the 1 million or more or under 100,000. Like 150 to 200,000 was up 84.3% to 223. 200 to 250 was up 33.9% to 154. 250 to 300,000 was up 6.4% to 166. 300 to 400,000 was up 38.3% to 253. 400 to 600,000 was up 18.2% to 247. 600 to a million was up 55% to 169. And again, that million or more dropped 12.8% to 34. So those are the Dayton real estate market statistics. So if you think back to your mathematics class, you might remember mean and median and mode, or average, I think is mean is the equivalent of mean. So an average is where you would take, say, 5 houses. You would add up the prices that those houses sold for, divided by 5, and that gives you the average price. Median is a little bit different, though. So what median is that's where you have, let's say, 30 to 30, 40, 50 homes. The median price is the house where there's an equal number of homes at a higher price and a lower price. So it's more of the true midpoint of the market. Average sales price tends to get pulled a lot harder if there was significantly expensive homes sold or a lot of significantly less expensive homes. Median does not tend to get pulled as much by those kind of outlier cases, although with the number of sales being as low as they are, it does move more than it had previously. So obviously, if you're selling 800 or 1,000 homes in a month, that's going to move that median home price number a lot harder than if we were selling 2,000 or 3,000 like we were a few years ago. So you kind of have to, context matters, and you have to keep all that in mind as you're looking through these statistics. So what do we make of this? Well, basically, home prices in Dayton have been going up, and the primary reason why is because active inventory is still extremely low. There's just no getting around that. We are selling about 1,200 homes last month, and there was only 1,544 homes for sale. That is not a big difference. So whenever you have that sort of setup, home prices are going to continue to increase. So basically, for something to shift in the market, for price increases to calm down, either the number of closed sales needs to drop or the number of homes for sale needs to go up. You have to have that teeter-totter needs to tip because currently it's about like that. Maybe a little bit more on the demand side. If we're looking at big picture stuff. And here's the crazy thing. So there was 1,544 homes for sale. And that's not just like Dayton, Kettering, Oakwood, Beavercreek, Centerville. Like that's from Piqua, to Springboro and West Alexandria to the other side of Xenia. There's only 1,500 homes for sale in that entire geographical area. And that's wild. That is not a lot of homes at all. Historically, if we look back 4 or 5 years, there was thousands of homes for sale. There was 4,000 or 5,000 homes. That is not the case now. There's not a lot of homes for sale. And it's not quite to the craziness where it's guaranteed that you would put an offer in and have a multiple offer situation, but it's also not unusual. It's just kind of part of the landscape through the summertime here. To me, the question is how long is this going to continue? Previous years, as we got into the fall and winter time, things tend to slow down a little bit then, and, prices kind of cool accordingly. But, if we maintain high demand through the wintertime, home prices could potentially still climb. So, and we did have a recent bit of a drop in interest rates. And so, that usually takes a month or two to finally show up in total number of completed transactions. So it just takes that long for people to figure out that interest rates are down, start the home buying process, find a house, put it under contract, and then close. Like remember, these stats don't get counted, most of them, until the house actually sells. That's kind of what's going on in the Dayton market. So thanks for tuning in for these Dayton real estate statistics. My name is Kyle Sasser with Ashler Home Team. I would love to help you out with your real estate journey. If you have questions, concerns, if you would like to run something past me, if you'd like me to take a look at your house, put together a listing plan, I would love to have a conversation with you. You can click the link below to contact me. You can go there and book a chat at the time that works best for you. So thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Kyle Sasser, and I'll talk to you soon.